This girl went viral with her TikTok, and there's all these articles about it. But plus-size woman defends not buying 2 seats on the airplane. Why should I?
Why should I? This is in Canada.
This was in Canada, but the conversation's been worldwide. You know that girl Sydney Watson?
Yeah, well, I know that. Yeah. She
works at the Blaze.
Yeah, well, she was sandwiched in between 2 plus.
And she posted a photo, kind of being
middle
like, look at
C2.
this.
Even, you know what? When I went to, because I'm a large man, not like obviously like a massive dude or whatever. Like, but when we went to Skankfest in Vegas. Like, I had the pretty big girl beside me, and she was like and she was with her boyfriend, and she was overflowing into my seat.
What are you supposed to do?
You're not supposed to really do anything, but I'm also like, I just feel like women shouldn't be bigger than me.
That's probably right.
That's like fair, right? Like, if a woman's bigger than me, like, why are you taking up more space than me?
As a fat woman traveling, she says, and this is the seat right now. I'm literally going on top of the next person's seat, having to squeeze into the small space for the 4 or 5 hour journey. Logan shared her upset online. She showed that she's upset online to raise awareness of what she says is a common problem. And it does beg a question.
There's many questions, so there's not one.
There is, because it is like, if I was to be even out of the gate charitable, there is something to be said about, you go, everyone in America's fat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you go, if they do have the seats like too small for a normal person, if you're average American, fat,
yeah,
can't fit in the seat, there is a bit of a, like the planes, a lot of these planes were probably made before everyone got so fat.
Yes.
So this is my one point I'll say
there's
on their
many
side.
things actually, because there's a lot of older planes that have been, like, for example, when you go on like a Spirit Airlines plane, right? Like, you might be on a plane that was made in 1975 that's been retrofitted for tighter seats to fit more people on them, right?
These are when people weren't fat.
But they might have had the original seats on that plane from 75 might have fit all these people, but they're trying to like make more money.
Okay.
So then they're trying to put more people on the planes, right? But I mean, there's a lot of things. She says, I do have this issue on most flights. And you go, yeah, if you think you have this issue, talk to the person beside you on every flight.
This is where I was actually coming up with a solution. Yeah, exactly, right? Because you go, obviously the first thing is she was like, I should get like a second seat paid for. And but you go, well, no, this is what like people, it's kind of like all of these people that like live in internet fucking fantasy world.
Yeah.
Whenever they say, like everyone should get money. And you go, like, where does it come from? It's always like, they all still think they're dealing with their parents, right?
Yeah.
So they go, I should get a free seat. And you go, well, who pays for it? And you go, well, I guess everyone else basically pays an extra $4 for your seat, right?
And again, I don't know.
What's the other way to do it?
I don't know what
the airline should give me a free seat because I'm fat. And you go,
they do though.
I know.
That's the crazy part.
And you pay for it, essentially, right?
Yeah, it's just built into the... But like,
so what's her saying? Saying she didn't get her free seat?
That's what I don't even understand, because I didn't know that. She goes, for customers who require extra seating room, this is from Air Canada, they said, we do offer a second seat at no charge for flights within Canada and with no additional fees on international flights, which means, I guess, like, it's a very reduced cost for the second seat, right? So then I'm like, do I apply for this?
How much?
No, I'm saying, can I call up Air Canada?
That's what I'm saying. How much weight?
They're not weighing people.
You think they just eye it?
Like, you think you go to like where the baggage check in and they go, yo, hop on?
Do you think they just eyeball you? They have like a carny guy.
I think they're taking your word for it.
I think what happens is you go, hey, I'm looking for an extra seat because I'm pretty big. And they go, chuck it. The guy comes out and he goes, 185.
It's like the slide, remember? The fat slide. But no, but
what
I'm
was
like,
the fat slide? Oh,
remember the slide or whatever with the too fat for the slide? But legitimately, I'm like, so then like next domestic flight I take in Canada, because like I want nobody sitting beside me. I want a second seat. But just out of comfort. I'm always uncomfortable.
Do you make it on a phone call?
Yes, for sure.
So you're right though. You are a big guy.
I go, hey, I call him up. I go, hey, I'm uncomfortable on flights, which I am. I'm generally, my knees are sticking into the fucking seat in front of me, always.
Well, a second seat won't do that as much.
Well, I can spread my legs out.
Spread them out?
Yes, absolutely. I can. I can have more elbow.
Try it.
I'm going to.
Are you going to do it?
Next domestic flight within Canada on Air Canada.
I'm going to say, hey, I'm a man of size.
I'm a man of size.
Not obviously that type of size. I'm fat.
Yeah. Guy goes, word? No,
I wish.
Different thing. But I will be like, yeah, I'm a big person. I'd like an extra seat, and then I am gonna record
Yes,
it.
queen.
I'm gonna record it, and I'm gonna see what happens.
But you're right though. So
Because what is this like? Do you need a doctor's note?
Doctors know.
But again, they say domestic flight within Canada. They're not saying you have to
come in. Your doctor's like, you're a little overweight. You go, can I get that in writing?
Sure, but again, like, what if you're from China or something and you're flying domestically within Canada? They don't say you have to be Canadian.
I know. So how
it must be straight up. They're like not trying to ruffle feathers. You ask for it, you get it.
It must be, but you might have to go ask for it in person. They're just counting on you not.
Well,
being
no,
embarrassed
because
to do
what
it or
happens if
something.
it's sold out? You have to get that in advance.
Right.
No, you can't show up and request it. They go, the flight's sold out.
So you might be able to get a free seat for the rest of your life, as long as you just stop
flight.
these fasts.
Domestic
Probably after all these.
Doesn't
fasts,
matter. You could get it,
buddy.
Who like again? You just go there and they go like I guess on your flight there'll be 2 seats and then what?
Well,
maybe you get a dirty look from the fucking gate agent. Fuck them.
My thing that I was getting at, which might actually be a legitimate solution moving forward,
Yeah.
is they have instead of because you could never do
Put them in the cargo hold.
Well, obviously it's not. It goes without saying the original best solution is string with a tarp hanging underneath. With the wide cargo.
Yeah.
So they basically have like kind of how you would do like with an elephant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have
just like underneath the abdomen, like you have like kind of it's just like
well, there's
underneath your
4
armpits.
ropes hanging out.
Yeah,
and like in a parachutey thing, and they're carrying this person in a tarp.
Or like when they extract Rambo and you're on like the ladder.
Yeah, I think I'm on a ladder, and they throw peanuts down to them.
Do you want any refreshments?
But what I was actually thinking is not the craziest idea is because everyone's fat now. That's like sort of the base level. I think majority of people, they said, what they should do is they should say American seating. And if you're small, you pay less. So you go, hey, I can sign up. Like, you know what I mean? If you're a small little girl, you would go like, my chick's 100 pounds.
Yeah.
If that, you know what I mean? You go.
She's packing on the weight, huh?
You go, hey, she could sign up for like 20% off for the small seats. So it's not that you're being reprimanded for being fat. You're being you get
yeah. It's like an incentive. It's like a positive incentive.
But it's not even. Yeah, you go. We have these extra small seats if you want them, but they're small.
But I will say, even like you fly more than me, but like we still fly a lot. I still like, again, I haven't encountered it like this from all the shows we've done. This is the first time I've encountered that where someone was like overflowing on me. So it's like, it's still not the norm. It's not even like, it's not like 50% of the flight. But it's still a minority of
3 times this year though, probably.
Yeah, but you've probably flown 50 times.
I see what you're saying though. You're saying it's not that everyone. This is like 3 people on a flight.
This is still like 300 people on a flight. 10 people need this.
Well, so then that's the first question. Then begs the second question. You go, should there be no negative effects whatsoever of, becoming morbidly obese?
I think many airlines do require you to pay for a second seat though.
Well, I mean, how do they know? How can you not? Like, I don't get what you're supposed to do. It's like the same, like, wouldn't the same logic apply to a restaurant being like, why am I paying they call it a fat tax. You go, why am I paying a fat tax that I need 2 meals? It's like, I should get my second meal for free.
I mean,
what's the difference?
For example, like, we both, you so more than me, like you have shirts and merchandise. Does your XXL merchandise not cost more to you?
No, it doesn't cost more.
Oh, really? It's the same price? Small and a XXL are same?
I mean, I'm selling mine the same, but
I'm sure you sell them for the same price. Is your cost the same on them? So my shirts, the cost is different.
That's a good
The XXL shirts cost like $3 more.
Oh.
It's just more fabric. Like, I don't know. It's not crazy.
Yeah, I guess it does make sense, but I never noticed that.
Yeah.
Right, so the shirts do cost more, but they don't charge more because I guess
you don't charge more because you just make up for it. Like at some, you could be like, look, these are outlier sizes.
So skinny people really are subsidizing fatter people.
Absolutely.
In every which way.
Yeah.
Except for food. But yeah, you go, it's kind of the idea is like I should be able to be 200 pounds overweight and there's
definitely at the buffets.
There's no accountability. Yeah, there's no accountability for me and everyone else should be their problem or whatever.
Well, I guess it's the culture of like if you're morbidly obese, like it's not your fault.
That's the idea.
It's like you're basically disabled.
They said, I know that there's a lot of plus size people who fear flying because of fat phobia. They're worried about fitting into the seat belt not fitting, needing a seatbelt extender. Those are the kind of things where it's like, I guess they always say stigma, but it's like, it just boils down to the main thing where you go, stigma is necessary in some situations. There should be some stigma of being so overweight that you need to get them a special seat belt.
It's a personal responsibility thing. And then you're also like, look, if you're saying it's unfair to you, and we're very reasonable, because, well, is it unfair to the person beside you? They paid for their seat too. Like the person beside you that you're now encroaching on their seat.
You're
like, so what about them? Like, what about them? Right. And then I guess they go like, oh, well, there should be some panacea or whatever. Because here's one where it said,
can you imagine you went to get on a flight and then like, you know how sometimes they kick people off flights because they overbook?
Yeah.
Imagine they overbooked and you got kicked off because the fat person had 2 seats.
Yeah.
How mad you'd be.
Well, I mean, if it was like half a seat for me, I honestly wouldn't be that mad. If they go, hey, your option is like wait for the next flight.
It wouldn't be your option.
Squeeze into this half seat. I would be like, I know it wouldn't be my option. But she said, like, this is one of the things. She goes, why should I have to pay more because my body is larger? Why can't airlines accommodate larger bodies? And you're like, so if you're saying make every seat first class, essentially a first class seat, then you're like, yeah, flying just becomes super expensive for everybody.
$2,000 each, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, like
they don't need to charge as much for first class. It is a scam, but it would probably be, $50 more.
Well, I don't,
depending on how many rows you get rid of.
Sure, but again, I'm sure like it's not going to be way cheaper.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It all boils down to who someone should subsidize me.
Sure, that was the best part. And then she goes, one TikToker wrote, I feel like they could have a few wider seats in some places of the plane. They do. It's called business and first class.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they have that. It just costs more money because you have more room in the plane.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you have to imagine
and she was like, well, I'm poor. And it was like, yeah, you're right. This is a pickle you got yourself into.
Yeah. We don't fly first class. Like we just fucking go sit in the coach like the rest of everybody. I don't know.
I'm tall. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I'd rather they have more leg room, but I understand that it's not going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're literally born. Like we can't do anything about.
No, I can't do anything about my height.
And like legitimately, like I have, and the way the most annoying thing, because not all airlines, but some airlines, the little front compartment, it's like a metal wire around, like like where you put the magazines and you put your shit. It's a metal. So it's like my knee is just like a metal piece digs into my knee for a whole flight. And I can do nothing about it. Should I be compensated?
Definitely, if fat people get an extra seat, I should get an extra seat.
Well, I think we will be, because we know this. We just heard about this little hack.
I definitely want you to try it, but they go, and sitting next to someone, and they're worried about sitting next to someone who's cruel to them just because they're fat. So I don't think that anyone would, very few people have the audacity to be like, say something to their face.
Yeah.
And being like, hey, would that even mean someone's cruel to them? Like, hey, could you not be so fat?
Well, again, it's one of those things, you're on a plane, they close the doors, and then you kind of figure out, you go, oh, this is what this is going to be.
I guess what they're afraid of maybe is people going like, ugh. Yeah. Like that's the most you're going to get is like, hey, ugh.
I mean, really?
Getting sort of like a look like, ugh.
The best, most fairest thing would be, but it's a logistical nightmare, would be like, because there are, again, like they should probably put, if you're like 100 pounds, you put that, they sit beside the fat people, because they probably will be encroached the least by
but it is unfair to them, because they're like, yeah, I was born with this gift that I get a full seat, and you go, no.
Yeah, you're like, because if you're 100 pounds,
I guess it's just all communism. They want like weight communism, I guess.
Yeah. Exactly, because again, like if you're a tiny person, then flying coach is like flying first class.
Oh man, that's the dream, eh?
Yeah.
So fucking nice to have a body that looks like a ventriloquist dummy.
Sometimes.